was the most swiped person on Tinder.
I mean, it's got to be good for your ego, isn't it?
Oh,
As a
100%,
guy,
yeah.
to be named the most swiped guy on Tinder.
I went viral in 9 different countries, 7 times.
So if you're the most swiped man on Tinder, what are your icks? Do you like girls to approach you first? Is that an ick? Like, tell us. I'm asking for a friend.
Hi, I'm Lisa Nash.
And I'm Melanie Cameron.
And welcome to Did We Stutter?
An original podcast series brought to you by London Podcast Studios.
And we're going to be talking about everything to do with pop culture, society, even relationships.
So join us every week for real conversations,
Dilemmas.
and relatable stories.
And of course, us! Oh, I'm so excited to be back here. Obviously with you, Mel. How are you?
I'm good. Are you all right?
I'm really good. And I'm excited to talk about what we're going to be talking about today. So it's all about, swiping right on love.
Yeah, because
Dating
it's
apps.
Valentine's Day this week. Did you see I went with a red lip?
Yeah, I'm liking
This
it.
was my
You're my
Valentine's.
date for today.
Well, you're-
Talking about dates.
You might be my date for the week. Have you got any plans for Valentine's Day?
Oh.
That'd be telling.
Well, do you know what? There's a few little offers on the table. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
So,
I've just been bumped.
But my daughter, I think she wants to come and stay with me. So I think I might be dumping them all for her. So it could be like a little Galentine's night.
Well,
as they say.
I remember actually, we were talking about this earlier on. One of my best ever Valentine's dates ever was a load of us. We're all single.
Went to Groucho.
We went to Groucho. We all decided to do like the alternative Valentine's night, and there ended up being about 15 of us, and we had the best night ever. I mean, it was the most random group of people. I'm not going to mention any names, but it was such a brilliant night. I actually think that any Valentine's Day would struggle to keep up with how much fun that was. But this is the thing, right? Dating has changed and evolved so much over the years. Again, I don't know what was better and what was easier.
Back in the day, it was
During the war.
during the war, but it was all about love letters, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
You know, love letters or like telegrams or something. And
Where were you born? Telegram. Sorry, that was very high pitched.
I've watched a lot of TV or films, but it's lovely in the romance of that kind of era that you'd really be waiting and you get that letter and they'd hold on to them and then the grandchildren would read them. Right,
Yeah,
now I'm
that's
really
true.
going kind of
That's
like deep.
true though.
But
Did you ever used to did you used to ever write your initials like LN4, whatever his initials was, TLA, True Love Always?
yeah, I think I engraved my initials into a tree somewhere. I think there's lots of like kind of initials engraved in trees.
And you used to do things like, I don't know how we used to do it, but you'd work out with his letters and your letters of your name and how the percentage
and
of
how long
you
you would stay together.
Yeah.
I think there's apps for that these days.
Probably. So yeah, I mean, it was very different then to what it is now. With all
Because it's love at first swipe these days, isn't it?
Yeah, or not, as the
Or
case
not,
may
yeah.
be. And I don't know. I think there's part of that's made us really lazy because, like, you don't have to go out to meet anyone anymore. You're like, well, I can't be arsed.
No, you could just do it from your bed
I'll
in your
just
pyjamas,
sit in my
can't you?
pyjamas on, put some really hot pictures up,
you know
and sit
what?
with greasy hair.
I know. I'm not going to lie. I do have a little swipe normally when I get in when I'm a bit drunk. It's the only time I've
Sorry,
got
you might want to put some context behind that.
That sounds really wrong. I don't mean like that, guys. Let's talk about Valentine's Day because it's coming up. We've got something really exciting for you guys. We've got Mr. Tinder who's going to be joining us in a bit. He's going to be talking about all the swipes that he had. He was the most swiped person on Tinder. Is that a good thing or...
Well, I mean, it's got to be good for your ego, isn't it?
Oh,
As a
100%,
guy,
yeah.
to be named the most swiped guy on Tinder, that's got to be good for your ego.
Yeah, because I think he got over like 5,000.
How
No,
do-
sorry, no, 15,000 actually. 15,000 swipes. I want to know, because he's
but
actually a
hold
friend
on.
of ours, but I want to know to the nitty gritty.
I want to know how they found that out.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not going to lie. This is going to sound like I'm bigging myself up. I'm not. But I've got over 10,000 likes on my Tinder right now.
Have you?
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to get a new job.
No,
trying to get a new crown. Mrs. Tinder.
Mrs. Tinder's got a good ring to it. No, but I just don't think that's probably not unusual.
I
You've
think
got some good pictures.
I got blocked from Tinder.
Of course you did.
I'm not even sure. So it's late night tea.
Those drunk swipes.
No, I think I put a wrong password in. This makes me sound really bad. I think it was down to the password, but
No, that doesn't make you. No, lies. I'll get to the bottom of this, guys. Don't you worry. I met my ex-partner on Tinder, and that lasted for a very long time.
Yeah. I do know people that have actually got married to people they've met.
Someone I know is married who met on Hinge.
And do you know the thing that I do actually like about dating apps? That it gives you the ability to meet somebody that's not in your area, somebody you've not met before,
that you would never normally cross paths with.
And you never normally cross paths with.
Yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
Or be in that kind of, I don't know, scenario that you meet them. So that's what I do like about them. But I'm really lazy. You? I'm lazy on Tinder in the sense of, like I said, I'll probably give it a little swipe when I get in after night out. The thing is, and I am going to correct this, it never goes any further. That's the thing. Well, I've only ever been out on 1 date. No, 2 dates actually, from any dating app.
Really?
Yeah, and that's been years. I think because they blocked me.
I've been on a few. I'll tell you some of the horror stories.
Yes, go on, tell me one of your horror stories then.
So, actually, we asked a lot of you guys to give us some of your dating or dating app horror stories, and you guys did not disappoint. They've come in with some absolute corkers. So, I'll start with one of mine. I matched with this guy. This was a really long time ago, and I wasn't sure. And my friend was like, just go on the date. Like, you got to put yourself out there. Just go. And I was like, all right, I'll go. We were meeting at Oxford Circus, it's a busy place. And immediately as he started walking towards me, I was just like,
no.
There's not, I just know this is not for me. But I was there, I was going to go through with the date. So he took me just to this cheap little place around the corner, and we had a nice bowl of pasta, which was lovely, and he paid for that. I think it probably came to about 20 quid. That's by the by. But then he said, oh, do you want to go for a quick drink? And I was like, all right, yeah, we'll just go for one, and then I've got to head off because I've got stuff to do. We got to the bar. We stood at the bar, and he went, well, surely it's your round, isn't it?
Did he really?
Yeah. And I went, I'm sorry, what? And he went, sorry, I'd see him here, I'm just cracking up. He did, he went, surely you're round, in it? And then he went, oh, or are you one of them princesses? And
that's just a no-no straight away, isn't it?
I was shocked.
I hate men that do that.
I was absolutely shocked. First of all, you asked me on the date. Second of all, you don't need to tell me to buy a round. I will happily buy a round, and I would have offered to buy the round without you prompting me to do so. But thirdly, I don't even want to be here. You've got absolute liberty.
What did you do then? Did you walk out or did you buy a round?
No, I bought the drinks.
Yeah.
And I backed my drink and I went, there's your drink. And I went off.
Good girl.
Needless to say, that was a straight block.
Sorry, that is Mr. Tinder, and my phone should have been on silent. Should I answer it? So really excited now to introduce and welcome Mr. Tinder, aka Stefan-Pierre. He's going to be joining us talking about his experience, obviously on Tinder and all dating apps, and how he managed to get so many swipes. I want to know. I want to find out this Valentine's. That's going to be me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Welcome, Steph. How are you, my love?
Yes, Lisa. How you doing? Yeah, I'm really well, thank you.
Do you
really busy time for me.
Stefan, you got the red memo for Valentine's Day. You got the red memo.
It's pink. Are you colourblind?
It's in that kind of category.
I mean,
pink.
Who said romance was dead? It's pink. Are you colourblind? He might be Mr. Tinder. He ain't Mr. Charming, is he?
Oh, bless her. What colour you got anyway? Look, that looks orange to me.
No, it's red. We all just need to start again.
I know.
Don't we?
I think it's the light in here. I'm a bit coral. You're red and you're pink. Right now we've established that. How are you, my love? You all right?
Yeah, really well, thank you. So busy with all the projects and stuff, filming and all that going on. Lots of Valentine's issues, me sharing the love, you know how it is.
which is what we're going to talk about. So first of all, let's speak about your history as Mr. Tinder, because it was back in 2016, wasn't it? And obviously, every year that comes round, you get us nice and hyped up. So talk to us about your experience on the dating app and how did you become Mr. Tinder?
So back in the 2016, they contacted me and said I was one of the most fancied people on Tinder. They flew me back from Ireland where I was working at the time and living. Flew me back, had an interview with Cosmopolitan magazine, and the whole team were there, and they said, "You're the most swiped man on Tinder," and that was sort of back in the 2016. The rest is history, really.
You was asking this. How would we find? How did you find out? Was it actually Tinder that got in touch with you?
Definitely official. Tinder. They emailed me initially, and I had to sign all the NDAs and all that stuff just to keep hush until it was fully announced. I was on BBC News. I was on This Morning. I went viral in 9 different countries, 7 times, and I've now monetized it into sort of like helping people with online dating and not just like finding love, but self-love as well. So I've sort of like expanded my knowledge, which is good.
I love that.
That was going to be my next question, right? So if you're the most swiped man on Tinder, what are your icks, right? On Tinder or any other dating app. So do you like girls to approach you first? Is that an ick? Like, tell us. I'm asking for a friend.
Mel, that sounds like Bumble, to be honest, where girls talk to guys first. And it's quite funny because, ironically, Bumble's owned by the founder of Tinder. But anyway, my ick is probably filters, to be honest. There's boundaries, right? But I feel like people that use these crazy filters are just like, that is my ick. I mean, like, I always recommend my clients to sort of like, video call before cold meeting anyway, because you just don't know what people's
That's a really good point. I don't think, I've only actually been out, we was talking about this before, I've been on dating apps. I've only actually been out on a couple of dates because I'm just lazy with the conversation, I think, more than anything. But
you just told me you were blocked on Tinder, so
No. I got blocked. No. Well, I don't know if it's blocked or just logged out, actually, because it was, I think I forgot my password. But this is a long time ago. But I think I would definitely, if I was going to go out on a date, I would definitely want to see their face or talk to them, hear the voice, and all of that. Is that a thing that people do?
I always recommend people to get off the app as quick as possible, and it sort of gives you pretty fair judgment whether it's worth meeting them or not. So I say 3 or 4 lines, ask for their WhatsApp, and then you know if someone's being serious or not. But then after that, don't bloody go and meet them straight away. You need to video call and make sure it's them and you're not being catfished.
Oh, so you're recommending get off the app straight away. Okay. So what's a good chat up line then? Because that's the thing that I struggle with. I wouldn't know what to say.
You know what? I don't even use dating apps much. What's your WhatsApp? Straight away. Not really a chat line. It's just like, it just gets you off the app straight away,
That's good. I don't really... Oh, this is my first time on it. I've been on it for a while.
People say that a lot, though, don't they?
Yeah.
I'm not really on here much. Really?
Yeah.
You've been active every time I've been on it.
WhatsApp?
Yeah. But I do think you're right, Stefan. I think you get a better gauge from someone on WhatsApp. It can be a little bit stilted and stuff on the apps, right?
Yeah.
And if you're on WhatsApp, it can free flow a bit more.
It's literally just taking it from the sort of like the in the game mode of swiping to like a little bit of real life. I feel like, as soon as you get off the app, it becomes a bit more serious. So you get a good judgment of character and like whether they're being serious and you can sort of work out what they want as well.
And I think also if you're still on the app, they could be actively looking at all other people. Whereas if you're just on WhatsApp, then it's just used to.
Oh,
isn't it?
Actually, I'll tell you what.
I said something right.
What I did work out with Tinder, like I remember when I matched someone previously, right? And we actually started dating and seeing each other. But obviously, I'm Mr. Tinder, so for marketing purposes, I've always had the app on my phone anyway. But for her circumstance, right, I used to see, because obviously it tells you the distance, right, of like how far away you are from that person, right? So like she'd say she was at home and I used to see that distance changing. I was like, hold on a minute, you ain't at home.
I caught someone out like that once. I caught someone out like that. Yeah,
See, that scares me. That scares me.
I caught someone out like that, and
yeah,
and that person then
I was
just
like,
they knew they'd been caught, and it was
they've been caught red-handed. Like she said to me, Oh, because I remember it was always like, like 7 miles away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This time it was 20 miles. I was like, you ain't at home. But obviously,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
And then,
By
and then
how,
she's
but
at
yeah,
then she's at her grand's or
fun
something.
story.
so
And then
talk,
she tried to
talks about Valentine's this year. Have you got a
Oh,
Valentine?
and actually, and even if you haven't, answer Lisa's question first, and then if you did, what would be your Valentine's date? What would you plan?
I'm a last minute person, actually. I'm not very good at organising things. So at the minute, I don't have anything planned.
Do you have anyone to plan something with, Stefan?
We can all
That's what
go
we're
out,
asking,
the three of
yeah.
us.
No, I didn't mean it like that. That sounded like a...
Are you available?
What
I didn't. I was...
kind of bromance? The balance? What is that? What do you call
As a throuple.
a throuple? Bloody hell. Sounds interesting.
Oh, no.
So the perfect dating profile is, I'll start off. So I always say like dating apps are a bit like when you go to the shops and you're choosing a magazine. Yeah. So like on the shelf, the first thing that gets your attention is the front page. Do you know what I mean? And I always say the front page is your dating app. So like your profile picture, right? It takes about half a second, 0.5 of a second to be attracted to someone. So that profile picture's got to be it's got to stand out, right? So for me, I've always worn a bright jacket. I've always had a really poppy background, like yellow or whatever. And there's never been anyone else in my picture because it then becomes a game of Where's Wally?
Do you know what? I always look and I think, which one are you? And then my brain switched off within the half a second. I'm on to the next one.
That's it. You're on to the next. Like, people lose interest. Like, there's so much distraction in this day and age, right? No one's got time working out who's who, playing Where's Wally. That's so 2007.
Also, there's that thing where you look and then you go down to the next picture and you go, oh, I was hoping you were your friend.
Yeah. Disappointment. This is what I'm talking about with dating apps. They just set us up for
Is it inappropriate for me to swipe right and then say, but who's your friend?
Yeah.
And I always also, just adding on to what makes your perfect profile, it would be like having pictures of you at your hobby as well. So like, let's say you're into horse riding. Put pictures up of you horse riding. Like for myself, I'm into flying planes. So I put flying planes. I'm into aviation, yeah. So like, I'll put planes up and stuff, and it actually attracts people with the same hobbies as you as well.
Because they think you've got money. Do you not think that's like... On my profile, I feel like just getting it out and showing now, but it's a little bit of everything. It's a bit of work, a bit of, I think there's definitely no bikini shots. I don't think so. Just trying to think,
No.
Have you looked already? Well, listen, Stefan, thank you very much. And I hope everyone's at home has kind of learned a little bit about how to create that perfect dating app profile. But thank you so much. Good luck on Valentine's night.
And to you too.
Thanks, Stefan. Bye.
See you later.
See you later, darling.
Bye.
Well, that was really interesting, wasn't it? We're going to take our headphones off now. That was really interesting. Do you feel like you've learned something there?
I feel like I've learned that me and you should shut up sometimes. I said to him, have you got anyone to take out?
I'm available.
That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was good stuff. We'll try and get Stefan back. So I said earlier on that we asked you guys about some of your dating horror stories, and my gosh,
we've got a few.
So I'm going to run through some of these. So one of our listeners said, I was seeing a guy when I was 16 and he had a tendency to cheat on me with his girl friends. One day I caught him and I finally decided I'd had enough. When I confronted him about it, he laid on his bed in the fetal position, crying. He said he wanted to take me for a drive. He was still learning, so his brother had to come with us. So in his red Micra, with his L plates on, we went. He took me to meet the girl he cheated on me with.
Oh, my God. And she knew, but he didn't know.
She knew. And then she said, naturally, I had a few choice words for both of them. When I got home, I received a Snapchat saying, I love you in a yellow text, and underneath my name, which was spelled out in alphabeti spaghetti.
Oh, my God.
I've actually got a picture, so we'll pop that up on the screen as well.
So he's trying to win her back with
She said she blocked him, and 5 years later, he still views her profile on TikTok.
Oh, really? I've got someone that does that. I've got someone that I know views my profile
Yeah,
on
because you
LinkedIn,
can see it on
and you
TikTok
can
and LinkedIn.
Oh, can you see on TikTok?
Yeah, you can
I
see.
don't do that late night.
So Stalkersons, we know.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that you could see that on TikTok.
Lisa's having a panic now.
I'm a-
I didn't know you could do that.
text.
I didn't know you could do that on TikTok.
Yeah.
I didn't know can you see? Can you actually see? How can you see?
Yeah.
All right, I've got another one. A friend of mine messaged me and said, I went on a date and the bloke told me straight from the bat he was a paranoid schizophrenic and hadn't taken his meds.
Oh, you've
for
run
a
a mile,
while.
though.
He
No
said
offence to guys out there that
he had just had some charges dropped as he'd recently been arrested.
for stalking, I bet.
She said, well, when I asked him what he'd been arrested for, he said threats to kill.
Oh my God.
She said, rest assured I didn't see him again. She said, but he was really good looking as well.
Yeah.
She said, I sat there for a second thinking, oh, he is fit. Shall I just let that slide? She didn't. She got the hell out.
Yeah, that's a definite no, isn't it? Do you think though, like, just going back to like I suppose like the dating apps and that, like if you there is a surge of people going on them, like around Valentines, isn't there? Do you think like
What are you trying to say? We should get on them lively?
well but the only thing is I think it'd be like a clearance sale. It'd be like, oh, you're desperate. It would be like can you imagine going on there on Valentine's Day? So
bargain basement.
yeah.
All right, I'm going to go.
You can take me out. Just a cup of coffee. No dinner, no tea. Or a glass of champagne or whatever.
I've got one. So a man took me on a surprise date and it ended up being him taking me to a new build site and making me choose his tiles and flooring for his new house.
Do you know what? If you had a common interest, you'd probably get on with that, wouldn't you?
Oh,
I'd
no,
probably
no.
quite like that.
Another one. About 25 years ago, I went on a blind date with a fella who was accused of pickpocketing in front of the entire restaurant. He was mortified and I never saw him again. The poor guy was actually innocent and so embarrassed. Ah, bless him. This one is someone who got dumped via email when they were at uni. But it was back in the days where it was dial-up internet and you had to log into the internet to check your email, so she didn't know for days. Bless.
Yeah. I think like years ago though as well, it's kind of when you dated someone, you actually took the time out to go and, you know, really make an effort or you just get...
Well, you didn't WhatsApp and text and stuff for hours.
No, and I do think these days...
You can end up being a pen pal. This story was the corker.
Go for it.
One of my worst dates, if you can call it that, was with a lady who I'd been on a Facebook group with at the start of lockdown. We'd spoken about me staying on her sofa as she'd just lost her fiancé due to COVID. The sofa was no longer available, so when I got there, I had to share the bed with her. This would have been okay if the funeral car flowers spelling out her fiancé's name weren't still at the end of the bed.
Oh.
The drawers that are open in the studio. You can probably imagine I was out of there like a flash when she tried to stalk me while standing in front of them.
Oh my gosh. It's like killer vibes, isn't it?
I mean, that's wild. And I actually know this person, so I know this to be true.
Yeah.
Wild.
That is scary.
Wild. So yeah, that makes my dating horror story look.
And I'm actually going to back you up there because I know that's true. Because when we put out, we were looking for stories and people's like horror stories. Someone actually put that on your Facebook.
They did.
So
Yes,
I read
you're
it,
right. Yeah,
so I know it's true.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's right. It is. It is.
Well, do you know what? We've spoken a lot about dating apps and about, you know, people swiping right for love and all the rest of it. And we've got Valentine's Day. What are we going to be doing, girl? Are we just going to spend it together? Are we going to try and look for a man to take us out? Are we looking for one? Is that...
Nah, I'd rather... Should we just go out
the Galentines
Should we do a
again?
Galentines again? Yeah, again.
Again.
Do you know,
that doesn't sound good, does it?
Feel like
again, this year we are single.
Feel like we're just going to end up like Grace and Frankie, me and you. Just like...
I think we'd have the best time, though.
In Shady Pines retirement home together, looking at old Facebook pictures going, do you remember when we was hot and we had that podcast?
The one thing I do know is that I'm never going to settle for someone that does not... I wouldn't say tick all the boxes. Someone that does not make me feel happy, secure in myself, lift me up when I need, and is great in bed.
Amen, sister.
There's a lot to look for there, but I think the main thing is to make me laugh.
Yeah, for sure.
And to have loads of money. So this tick box is getting longer, isn't it?
I'll leave you on my mum's very amazing, wise piece of advice that she gave me when I was growing up, which was, don't marry for love, marry for money. Because I married your father for love, and look what that got me.
Do you know what though? I did grow up thinking like, you know, you've got to have that love, and I still believe it. I think money, we could all go out there and earn it.
Yeah, we do.
And we do.
And we do.
So I've been single for so long. Definitely not for love. But I wish everybody luck and success.
Yeah, happy Valentine's,
and lots of
Galentines.
love, guys.
Wherever
Girls.
you are, whatever you're doing, whoever you are or are not with.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah, and even if you want to be on your own, enjoy. I think I might actually just watch a film and glass champagne.
She's going to be sitting at home having a
So
swipe
what I'm going to be
after a
doing,
few
that's the
drinks.
problem. It's like going from one thing to the other. But once again, Mel, as my co-host, love chatting with you. Love getting to the bottom of our kind of the dilemmas that are in our
And
head.
our madness.
And our madness.
Happy Valentine's, Lee.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's to everybody out there. Hope you find love if you're looking for it. See you next time.